So cool. We are going to start with a topic that will benefit you guys the most. If there's only one thing in the whole seminar where you will benefit the most from, it will be confidence, and that's what we're going to talk about. Because confidence is the indicator of you. If you look at social dynamics, where Pierre was talking about earlier, if people look at you like below, if people place you below or above, a lot of that is determined by the level of confidence you have. It's not really about all the results you have, not about how much money you make. Confidence is the most attractive character trait or skill you can have. It's where people relate to, it's where people connect with, and people want to be like you, because a lot of people are not confident. So if you are this charming person stepping into the room, owning the space with pure confidence, everybody already sees you as some sort of an authority. And also, if you want to, for example, make more money, what do you need to do? You have to, the most easiest and quickest way to make more money, to be honest, is just raise your prices, especially if you're a coach. Most coaches are just charging way, way too low. So, what do you need to have when you want to charge more money? You need, of course, the confidence to do that. Also, you need the confidence in yourself as a coach. If you, maybe you're now here in the room, feel like you're procrastinating, or if you know you should do something but you don't do it, or if you have a business and you want to make that successful, you want to start a business, but you just don't do it, it's because you don't have the confidence in that you are going to get what you want. But we are all confident. Everybody's confident in something. We either confident in that we get the thing that we want, or we are confident in that we get the thing that we don't want. Either you're confident that you're confident, or you're confident that you're not confident. You know? Everybody's already confident. So, what we need to do is to create real confidence from the inside, from the internal, that makes sure that you take action relentlessly, without hesitation, without procrastination, without doubting yourself for how long. Some people are doubting themselves for years. They know they have this business idea. Maybe some of you in the audience now can relate to this. You have this business idea, you know you have to start your business, or you want to start your business, but you just don't. Or you don't put in the effective effort that will make you successful. Why is that? It's because you don't have the confidence. So, there are two types of confidence, and I'm going to explain it to you in a way that nobody does it. If you look at the typical coachings in how to be more confident, what do they say? Give some examples, doesn't matter. Give some examples. Raise your hand if you want to give an example. That's easier. Come on. 100%. Well, okay. You. Sorry? Affirmations can be, but I mean like more how to come across as confident, how you can be more confident. Affirmation is a great way, indeed, but how, yeah, okay. Going to the gym, exactly, getting jacked. And because of that, you gain your confidence from going to the gym. That's what you hear a lot. Who else? Yes, in the back, the lady with the green blazer. Sorry, are there? Exactly, posturing. Well, that's all bullshit. That's not how you are going to be more confident. It can help to be perceived as more confident, but do we want to be perceived as confident, or do we want to be confident? What do we want? Be, exactly. We want to be confident. So, I'm going to explain to you a model that really changed my whole perspective about confidence. And I've been trying to disprove it for over a year now, and I just can't. Also, I've been trying to improve it, but I just can't. So if any of you have feedback at the end of this, please let me know. But there are really only two types of confidence you can have. You can have your real confidence, your self-confidence, your self-value. Let's call it self-value. Self-value. And perceived value. This is 10, this is 0, this is 0, this is 10. Most people only focus on the perceived value. And that's all the examples I just heard is about perceived value. You are perceived as more confident when you maybe go to the gym and are very jacked. But are you more confident? Will that actually make you more confident? Probably not, but if it does, you're reliant on that thing to have your confidence. What if, for example, Piero talked about break something and get out of shape? Is then your whole confidence lost? Yes, because that's where you got your confidence from. But that doesn't have to be the case. You can have confidence that lasts in any situation. It's not determined by your environment, by your external results, and that's where people relate to. That is really what makes you guys the most attractive people in the world. If you want to go out and network, if you are yourself, because you know you're good enough, because you know you deserve it, because you know people like you, then you will be so much more attractive in networking. If you want to improve your dating life, also, for the woman here, especially women, they cannot stand people that are insecure, that are not confident. Am I right? Say yes? They want a guy that's confident. And most of the time they don't, most of the time, of course, it's a generalized idea, it's a generalized statement. Most of the time, it's not really about what the guy earns or does, it's also where they're very attracted to the confidence. And the confidence, if you have real confidence, it will get you so far in life. Of course, you also have the external results. If a guy has money, for example, most of the time it's not really about the money, it's because the person he became in the process in earning that money and the confidence he got. And also, and this is going to be I will give you a mindset shift for the rest of your life. And you can never see this the same again. Some unbreakable rules when it comes to confidence. If your self-value is very high, your perceived value will go up over time. So if it's a 10, this will bring this up over time.
It is your lucky day. I've become very busy lately, but I want to open up my personal calendar to do some calls with you guys myself, personally. In these calls, we will create an exact blueprint in what you need to break through your next level and break through all the blockages that are holding you back. So if you feel like hypnosis can help you to break through your next level, go to the first link in the description. You will have to fill out the form to apply for this call with me personally. It's completely for free if you get accepted by the team, and then you will speak to me personally.
Let's take, for example, Ronaldo or Conor McGregor. Both of them, and I can give hundreds of examples, both of them, when they first started out, who here has seen the video of Conor McGregor, maybe he talked with Ronaldo, he said, I don't have it yet, but in a few years I will also have a jet. Or he said, I'm going to be the world champion way before he was the world champion. We've seen these videos from Conor McGregor. Or maybe for Ronaldo. Ronaldo also, that was one of the coolest videos I've ever seen. They were there in a room where they do awards or something. And he was sitting there next to all the big football players, like Messi, Neymar, and I don't know much more about football, so there were some names I knew. So he was sitting up across all those great football players. And the person who was announcing the guy, or the footballer who earned the award, who won, she was saying the best football player of the Middle East, and he started walking. It could have been so many more football players there in that room, but only with that, before she said Ronaldo was already walking. Imagine the risk there. What if it was on Ronaldo? He would have destroyed his whole aura, his whole, like how he comes across, like that would be so fucking horrible for him. But he knew he is the best, he knows he's the best, so that's why he started walking already. And in the beginning, when they were not big, when Ronaldo was still in his town, before all the fame, did anybody watch Ronaldo playing football? No. Conor McGregor, in his first fight, did anybody watch Conor McGregor on his first fight for Conor McGregor? No. But because they saw themselves already as the best, now they became the best. And it is one of the hardest things to say for most people. I am the best in X, Y, Z. What you do. So I said it earlier today. I'm the best hypnotist in the world. I truly believe that. Is that factually true? Of course not. Never. Is Ronaldo factually the best? You can never. There's still people that say Ronaldo's the best, Jamal, Neymar, and maybe other football players. So you have to see yourself as the best. And this is already something that most people are like, oh no, that's arrogance. I can't say I'm the best. People will think I'm arrogant. Of course, if you come across like, hey, nice to meet you. I am the best hypnotist. Who are you? Of course you are confident. But of course you are arrogant. Sorry. But that's not the point. You want to build self-value. You want to see yourself as the best in what you do. You want to become what confidence is. I forgot to tell you this, guys. What confidence is. Most people don't even know what confidence is. I'm going back a little bit here. Most people don't even know what confidence is. What confidence really is, and the only thing it really is a feeling of comfort. Write down. Confidence is comfort. If you feel comfortable in something, you're confident in something. For example, me standing here on the stage. Who here thinks I was nervous or I was nervous and uncomfortable standing here on stage or doing this? Well, you guys will be right to be wrong. You all here in the room will be probably more nervous to come to this event than I was here standing on stage. No, I'm kidding. But I really didn't have any nerves. I enjoy this. I feel comfortable in this. Do I seem confident? I hope so, because I am. And you can doubt that, but you can doubt that I think I am. So, and that's the frame I live in. It's also when you talk about framing. Who is familiar with framing? Cool. It's a frame you live in. This is my frame. This is my reality. You either go with it or you don't. But then you don't connect with me, that's fine. And I don't want you in my life. If you want to bring it down, that's the mindset of mine. But that doesn't matter for now. What matters is most people only focus on the perceived value. How can I be perceived as more valuable? But what happens when you focus on the perceived value? Like going to the gym, making money, getting in the right environments, getting billionaires as your friends, and defining your value like in my network billionaires. I hypnotize billionaires. I hypnotize the best friend of Andrew Tate. But that's not how I introduce myself, because that's all perceived status, perceived value, but that's not who I am. So I introduce myself as who I am, and that's my self-value. But what if you have a high perceived value? So let's say all of a sudden you're an actor, and all of a sudden you gain all this success. What happens? It magnifies who you truly are. So if you first have the perceived value, and you're still very low on the self-value, how you see yourself, and now you're jacked, now you're successful, now you have all this money, the right environment, billionaires as friends. But truly deep down, you still see yourself as this little boy, as a little girl, hurted by his past traumas, still have the insecurities like I'm not good enough, like most of the people I work with have in the beginning. I'm not good enough. I think most of you will relate to one of the limiting beliefs I'm now saying, like I'm not good enough, I don't know enough, I'm not made to be an entrepreneur, I'm not supposed to be successful. We're maybe still struggles with some of these limitations. Be honest. Okay, cool. Thanks for the honesty. So, what happens if you don't first get rid of that and straight go to the perceived value? You will have, first of all, you will feel more insecurity, because it's a magnifying glass. So if people talk about, does money make you happy? No, it magnifies who you are. It just magnifies who you are. So if you were insecure, like Johnny Depp, this great actor, he earned 650 million in his career. That is 650 and then 6 other zeros after that. That's a lot of money. Well, the guy lost it all. Depressed, lost all of his money, 650 million. Imagine, how the fuck do you spend 650 million? Where do you spend it on? He lost it all. Yeah, probably Amber Heard who sued him. That aside, also a lot of drugs, yachts, all those things. Why? Because he was getting his validation, his confidence out of all these perceived things. So that's what happens when you first have the perceived value, not the real value. So the goal here for you guys is not how can I be perceived as more valuable. Your goal should be, how can I be comfortable with myself? So comfortable that I can put myself in any situation and become comfortable with the uncomfortable. That's how you gain true confidence. True confidence you get by becoming comfortable with the uncomfortable. Because this is kind of uncomfortable, but I'm comfortable, so I'm comfortable with the uncomfortable, and that's why I'm confident, you know? So that's the way to gain confidence. Do things that are uncomfortable. The things you are insecure about, the things you are uncomfortable about, do them immediately and do them repeatedly. If you fall off a horse, what do? Exactly, you jump on the horse again and start riding again. You never stop there. Because then the insecurity, fear, and also for the horse probably was something I don't know, I don't have that much knowledge about horse riding, but in that case you jump on your horse and you do it again, because otherwise you will create this fear. So if you want to become more confident, first do where you're uncomfortable with. Then do it often. And you can also do it in your head. If you talk about hypnosis, I've hypnotized myself for this event. I've done this event 100 times in my head. It feels like I'm doing this now for the 100th time. So it's not like I'm standing here for my second event. It doesn't feel like this because I've already played this image in my head hundreds of times. So this is also how you can do where you're uncomfortable with. Do it in your head. But I would suggest you to also do it after in real life, because it's of course different. Basically, this is a very basic understanding of a very basic model of confidence. And if you make sure you guys focus on how can I be more comfortable with myself, there will be no limitations. The only reason why you procrastinate is because you lack confidence in the result that if you're going to get the results that you want. If I, guys, give you now, if I were to say, everybody under the table, look under the table, you have a lottery ticket there. If you cash it in right now, you will get nothing. It's not a winning ticket, it's a fake lottery ticket. Would you guys now go to the supermarket to cash it in? Probably not, right? Maybe if you're delusional or if you're very, what's the right word for it? Fuck, I forgot, fuck it. So, sorry? Yeah, positive, that's a good way to say it. So, if you're really positive, optimistic, that was the word, optimistic. If you're optimistic, maybe you'll do it out of optimism, but you probably won't. But what if I said, there's a winning lottery ticket underneath your table? You can pick it up right now and cash it in at the supermarket. Would you now go, and it's $1 million that you won, $1 million lottery ticket. Would you guys now go to the supermarket to cash it in right now? Probably. Why?
Only one?
Only 1 million, okay. 10 million, 100 million. I've bought actually 2 lottery tickets for today. So let's see. If you're talking about, is there an opportunity right in front of you to earn $1 million? Well, here's my opportunity. 2 lottery tickets for today. So let's see. Let's see if I'm going to be a millionaire or a multi-millionaire by the end of this evening. Billionaire, exactly, billionaire. But I meant by the end of this evening. Billionaire is a bit ambitious, but no limiting belief, guys. So,
And now
no.
question for you.
Sorry?
If you win, are you leaving us?
Sorry?
If you win with your lottery, are you go to the supermarket right now?
I would fuck off. I would go to the supermarket, cash. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No. So, why would you go now to the supermarket? Because now you have the confidence that you get the million. Same way, and this is the last example I'm going to give you. Same way, if I said you go now to your house, and if you dig in your garden behind your house, for the people that have a garden, if you have a garden, dig in your garden, and you will find probably no gold. But if you dig deep enough, maybe somewhere in the middle of the earth, you will find some. Who's now going to dig tonight in their garden? Nobody. Well, if you want to try it, you go dig in your garden tonight. But my point is, what if you knew that in the news you saw this newspaper where it says your city is discovered as the most as the city who has the most gold in the ground. Everybody that's going to dig a hole in their garden is probably going to find a lot of gold worth millions. Who is now going to dig tomorrow the whole day? Everybody, I hope so, because I would. So that's what confidence allows you to do. So if you have a goal and you don't achieve it, if you don't take the actions to achieve your goals, it's because of lack of confidence. And if you want to be a nicer person, more charming person, charismatic person, if you want to do things like this, public speaking, what's your number one fear? You have to become comfortable with the uncomfortable. That's the hack to become more confident.
Completely for free if you get accepted by the team, and then we will speak to me personally. If you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up, comment what you thought of it, what you learned, show some love, and see you in the next video. Bye fam!